Hello, everyone. How are you doing? My name is Grace Peralta. I work for MCE, and I oversee our multifamily residential energy efficiency program. So, first of all, how many of you are familiar with MCE or know what MCE is or what a CCA is? Yeah? More or less? Okay, cool. So we don't have to go over that. But MCE is one of MCE's strategies to our mission, which is address climate change for reducing greenhouse gas emissions with energy efficiency. So responding to our vast multifamily population here in the Bay Area and MCE service area, we want to provide additional incentives to multifamily properties. Yes. Yeah, sure, no problem. So MCE is a community choice aggregator, community choice energy, which means that we are an additional energy provider to the current utility providers out there. MCE service area, it is Marin and Napa counties, unincorporated Contra Costa County, unincorporated Solano County, and the cities and towns of Benicia, Concord, Danville, El Cerrito, Lafayette, Martinez, Moraga, Oakley, Pinole, Pittsburgh, Richmond, San Pablo, San Ramon, and Walnut Creek. Oh, yes, thank you. Sorry. No, it's okay. I'm just checking the notes. But yeah, we can go to the next one. Thank you. And so as a CCA, we pretty much follow the same pathway. The customers don't really see a difference. MCE takes care of the generation, which is renewable sources, and then it just goes through the same pathway for the customers, and then they just see a different energy provider on their electricity provider on their energy bills. Is there any questions? Please let me know. As I was saying, next slide, please. I'll talk about our multifamily program. So as I mentioned, this is available for all MCE service area and for multifamily properties of 4 units plus. The services I'm going to talk about are available for multifamily property owners, but also for residents. And we provide technical assistance, cash incentives, and direct install services. So next slide, please. What are the program offerings? So we've actually made additional changes to MCE's energy efficiency program to be able to stagger or fill in the gaps from the other programs out there. So we don't want to duplicate efforts. So our first strategy is our single measure rebate, which means that we will provide a specific rebate amount for specific measures, and the properties can do. Sometimes, as you might see out there, properties are not, they're different shape and sizes, and sometimes they're not ready to do big projects, and they just need replacement projects, single measures in specific units or common areas. And so we wanted to give them the opportunity to just install those measures and receive rebates for that. And then on the other end, we have our direct install service, which we intend to help on the split incentive issue with property owners and provide additional incentives for that are for the units, but that don't significate an investment for the property owner. So on next slide, please. These are the measures that we provide. Some of them, the ones that have asterisks on them, will also be available to direct install service, but most of them can be installed for the property owners as they see fit, and these are the incentives that they will be receiving for each of them. So we're talking about shower heads, aerators, demand recirculation controls, smart thermostats, tankless water heater, energy start tank water heater, condensed central water heater, attic and wall insulation, pool pumps, energy store refrigerators, common area lighting, and like I said, some of them are available as direct install as well. So far, any questions? Yes. Yes. Yeah, so I will clarify, we also work with AA for our technical assistance and the guidance on the single measures, and then we have a contract with Franklin Energy to do the direct install of the properties. And yes, we will go out there at no cost to the property or the resident, and we will install those measures. Yeah, it just sometimes, it depends. Sometimes the properties have different preferences as well. Sometimes they're part of a larger project. Let's say they're working with Bambi and they just want a couple additional measures separately. And so it doesn't make sense for the direct install team to go. Basically, we just wanted to stay flexible for all the different cases that we will see out there with different properties.
I guess the real follow-up is that attic wall installation at $1 per square foot. Is that 100% to, that's not 100%. So you're still, you've got Franklin installed, but there's still going to be an additional payment minus the 1.5.
Well, let me see. Attic installation is not marked as direct install. So that would all the ones who have an asterisk on the right side, those are the ones that are available in direct install. So we're talking about shower heads, aerators, smart thermostats, and that's pretty much it.
So for those,
those, is that 100%
of the cost?
Yes.
There's no additional cost?
No, that's correct. Anything else? Okay, we can go to the next. Oh, sorry. Other questions? Yes. Yes, so the question is if we have a spec sheets of the measures that will be installed by Franklin Energy. So we have not started this yet. We do have an idea of the measures that the specific measures that we're going to install. We can provide that to you. Okay, so we can move to the next one. So I would also like to share with you about other multifamily offerings that MCE has out there for properties. So we have our low-income families and tenants pilot program, or LIFT for short. This one focuses on population that will fall under the 200% federal poverty guidelines, or 50%, around 50% AMI for MCE service area. So these program is again available for all MCE service area for income qualified multifamily properties and units. And then we will provide, well, this program provides us $1,200 per unit to do any energy efficiency upgrades. And in addition to that, we offer no low cost heat pumps, water heaters, and space heating and cooling as well. This is the difference from this program to Bambi program up and our multifamily program is that it comes from the ESA funding, so the Energy Savings Assistance funding. So that's why it's able to provide electrification measures as well as service income qualified folks. Let me see. And this one, since it's different funding, it can be layered on top of any of those programs. So it's just a very particular offering that we only have for an additional year. Okay. Yes.
Peter asked, does MCE offer incentive for adding more insulation if there already is a little, or just if there's no insulation, R0?
That's a good question. So what we do to provide any of these offerings, we will, since Bambi and MCE share the same program implementer, we will still have our technical assistance team go out there and do an assessment, and based on that, they will determine if that's something we will do or not. Yes.
I can say it's aimed at projects that don't have wall insulation or attic insulation, or I would venture to guess, and this is based on my experience with other programs, but if the existing insulation is severely degraded, you know, it's patchy, it's present in some areas but not in others, then there might be some sort of custom calculation around the amount of the rebate that can provide around that. But it's generally for insulation that's not already there.
Thank you, Ben. Do we have any questions about the LIFT pilot, the LIFT program? Yes.
So essentially, somebody for a building can use the MUP program or Bambi and still qualify for the state grant as a
Yeah, so Thank you. So the question is if the LIFT program can be layered on top of either MUP or Bambi. So we are working on layering this on top of Bambi. We have not had further conversations with PG&E to layer this incentives on top of MUP. But given that we used to have a more comprehensive program as Bambi has, and so given the changes that we've made, we have to have those discussions. I would say we'll address it case by case basis. Yes.
Just to follow up on that, it's probably not going to be worth your time or ours to layer a lift in a Bambi project. It could make sense on a case by case basis. If you're going to layer and work with MCE, it's almost assuredly going to be with their single measures where you'll have a whole building scope for the Bambi program. And then there may be additional single measures that you can use through MCE on top of the measures that you're already providing through Bambi that could make financial sense for that owner.
Yes.
I just want to add for the MUP side, not for the lift, but for the direct install and single measures. We talked long ago when MC was making a change, and because of the scaling incentive in MUP that Candace showed, that incentive scale, it makes more sense to include, the measures that MC is offering. I mean, again, if you want to work through them, you have that, the owners have that option. But because of our scaling incentive, it makes more sense to include it all so you get the higher incentive versus Bambi with their $750 per unit. If you want to cap that out and then look at MCE's measure list, that's the layering opportunity. Yeah. So if you have questions about layering, just talk to us. We know it's a complicated world out there.
Yeah, thank you. I think another something else that's worth mentioning is that, and you will see property owners will, especially when they have large portfolios of properties, they will reach out to every single program and they will want to know, okay, how much can I get from here? How much can I get from there? And in the end, it's their choice, right? It's what provides them with further incentives. I think one characteristic that highlights the LIFT program is that not only the population that it's working with, but also the heat pumps. I don't think that there are any other low-income programs that provide larger incentives for fuel switching. So that is when it's a good opportunity for the properties that is something that they're looking to install heat pumps. So yeah. And any other questions? Okay, next one, please. So in addition to LIFT, just in Marin County, we have a partnership called Green and Healthy Homes Initiative. This partnership, it's a local nonprofit and government agencies, utility providers that got together to deliver further incentives from energy efficiency and basically combine forces to help residents in Marin County. I know Marin County is seen as a very affluent county, but actually there are pockets of low-income folks as well, and something that we've seen through this program. And what this program offers is up to $2,250 for qualifying multifamily, low-income multifamily properties that have any health and safety issues. So we're seeing structural changes that need to be done at the property, or maybe there are people with accessibility needs, things like that. That is something that the Green and Healthy Homes or GHHI funds could cover. And next slide, please. Last, we have our income qualified solar rebates for multifamily properties. That's also available in all MC service area. And we offer 41 cents per kilowatt rebate for solar systems. Program serves low-income properties with at least 66% of households at or below 80% AMI, and such property who have participated in the LIFT program as well. I don't manage this program, but I can provide you with more information or do a referral to if you find any properties who happen to be interested in installing solar. And next slide, please. So at the end, I just, which buildings can participate in our program? So given your job and what you're doing, what would be the ideal property to send out to send over to MCE. So we'll focus on properties that cannot meet the 10% energy savings minimum for either BAMBI or MAP program. We see a lot of smaller properties out there who just don't have the means, or they're not interested in doing larger projects. So that would be a good project to send our way. If you see low-income multifamily properties who have to meet the qualifications of the LEAP program, low-income properties interested in installing solar, and properties in Marin County with health and safety issues. And that's it.